What's up guys, TC here, and welcome back to Starbound Nightly. I know it's been a little while since our last episode, but I've got a lot of really cool stuff to show off today, so let's jump right into it. First up, we have a whole bunch of new boomerang and throwing weapons. So you see here we have a molten boomerang, a frozen boomerang, spectral boomerang, giant worm, and chakram. So I've got the normal boomerang here for reference, so as you'll see, the normal boomerang has a pretty good range on it, about out of there. Now the two elemental boomerangs have a much shorter range on them. So that's the fire boomerang, about half. And same thing with the ice boomerang, right there, about half the distance. Now, the chakram has also got a limited range on it, so it goes about to here. Now, the chakram's kind of cool because it goes to wherever you click, right, and it stops there. So if I throw it right in front of me, it'll just stop right there. However, it does have that maximum range on it about right here, which is really, really cool. So up next, we have two new boomerangs that are very, very unique. We have no other weapon in the game that is like this, and that's because these are intangible weapons. They go through walls. That's why it's called spectral boomerang. So very, very cool. It has a good range on it, but I think it's kind of balanced out in that it's really, really slow. So it's going to be kind of easy to dodge. Like, yeah, you can't really hide from it, but it's pretty easy to get away from it. Up next, we also have the giant worm, which I'm surprised by this one. This one's really cool. It's very Terraria-esque. It goes through walls again, and as you can see, it comes right back to you and everything. Yeah, it's got this very cool like animation or whatever when it comes back. So moving on from there, you guys remember from last episode we had the gauntlets, right? Excuse me. So the gauntlets, like the way they work is essentially you when you have two gauntlets on, if you left click 4 times, you get a combo move out of it, right? And so now they've upgraded the old boxing gloves to kind of be in that system now. So boxing gloves now have their own combo move. So if you left click 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll see I have an uppercut move now, right? So it's kind of cool. You can combo into it. And even more interesting aspect to it is you can actually pair these with other gauntlet weapons and get access to both of their combo moves. So you guys remember the gauntlet, normal gauntlet has when you click it 4 times, it's got like a power punch. So like it's got this kind of like a little small shockwave. And the boxing glove has an uppercut, right? So if we left click 4 times, see we got the uppercut. Now if we right click 4 times, we have that little punch at the end. That little power punch at the end. So that's very, very cool. It's actually a very unique way to handle it. Now, the important thing to point out here is that you do not get access to the combo move unless both items you have on are gauntlets, right? So they have to be fist weapons. So here, you'll see I have the boomerang in one hand, I've got a glove on the other. Just clicking a bunch won't give me the uppercut or the power punch or anything on this hand, right? So both items on both hands have to be some form of gauntlet, right, in order to get access to the move. So that's pretty cool. What it does mean, though, is you should never really have on 2 of the same glove. So having on like this here gives you access to 2 different kinds of power or combo moves, right? So I would always have on 2. There was one more, which I think will be in our next episode of Nightly, because it's PNG files in the assets, but you can't load it yet. It's like a Vega claw, if you guys know what that is. It's a gauntlet, but it's got claws on it. So that's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to see exactly how it works. Moving on from here, I have something I need to point out. I don't know when this happened, but you guys remember we had for a time that the grenade launchers were 2-handed weapons, right? And then they got kind of downgraded to 1-handed weapons so they could be dual-wieldable. And that seems to have happened to the axes too. The axes weren't getting any secondary abilities, and it seems that they were switched to 1-handed weapons. So now you actually have a glove on, and I've got an axe. And their niche here is that, see, you have like daggers are really, really close range, high DPS weapons, but super short range, right? Then you have short swords, which are close range still, but a little bit slower DPS, or a little bit slower swing speed. And then here you have the axes that are considerably slower, but they do considerably more damage. So yeah, these are dual wieldable now. Moving on to this next little bit. I'm trying to stay on this side of the screen. I know it's weird because something, there's like a bit of a bug. I can still hear this like a boomerang over here. I don't know if you guys hear it or not. Listen very carefully. Yeah, well, there's a boomerang. It's not stuck. Like, something's just wrong with its sound font. It's like still going on over there. So I'm going to try to record over here outside of the range of it. But as you see here, we have a bunch of new little items that don't really do anything, and that I think they are just monster drops. Everything about them seems to imply they're monster drops. They are all, every one of them says they can be used for crafting. We have a Scorched Core, a Cryonic Extract, a Stick of Ram, Hardened Carapace, Living Root, Sharpened Claw, what is this? Static Cell, Venom Sample, and Phase Matter. And a really quick thing I noticed about these are, I'm almost positive at least some of them are going to be used to craft one or two of these, because if you look here, this item is a molten boomerang, and the description says a blazing hot boomerang with a molten core. And what is this item called? A scorched core. And it says it's the source of creatures' fire abilities, and it can be used in crafting. So to me, that kind of says that I mean, maybe it's used in this one. Who knows what these recipes are going to be, like what they're going to be for, what all you're going to make for them. But I'm pretty sure all these new monsters we have in the game are going to drop one of these things, you know. So that's really cool. Up next, we have a reward bag. So this is something you're going to get for completing quests, I think. And essentially, they have their own little loot pool, which is like tech chips, matter modules, upgrade components, stuff like that. So essentially, you left-click it, and it gave me a tech chip. 3 of them, actually. So here you go. And every time you open it, it's something different, but it's going to be out of that loot pool. Up next, we have a new watering can, which is kind of random. So as you have a comparison here for the old one, you'll see this one here spits out 4 drops of water, and this new one here spits out 8. The thing is, it doesn't really have any increased range, so I don't really think it's going to be that much of an upgrade. But I mean, anything's better than that old one, right? So, anyways, we're going to head on downstairs. I'm going to show off this last little upgrade. Or not upgrade, but something that's brand new that we haven't really had before, and it's that chickens now lay eggs. Yeah, so you can actually farm chickens now. The only issue is that there is no way to really get chickens in a location you want them. You have to find a chicken coop out in the world, and then you can just keep them alive, and they just randomly drop eggs. So this guy's going to drop one. There you go. I don't know what the timer is or what the exact specifics are on them, but this is our first like real farm animal in the game, so it's super exciting. I really hope they continue that and give us some more options on farming. Maybe they'll, it seems to imply they are going to do a little bit more. They gave us an upgraded water can, they've given us chickens, so hopefully they'll continue with the farming in some aspect. But anyways guys, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please rate, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later.